relationships. It's going to be a great discussion, a great conversation, and you're going to have the opportunity to join in and be a part of all that is discussed here. We have real people, we have real problems, and more importantly, we have real solutions. I'm telling you, you are in the right place at the right time to receive right information in order to experience right relationships. I believe this is going to change your life. Now, without further ado, let's talk.
Good evening, I'm Joy Sutton, your host for tonight. We're here in downtown Roanoke at Shaw's, where it is all about the conversation. We're getting it on. Ladies, this is a question for you. How many times have you been frustrated trying to figure a man out? And fellas, are you tired of the women in your life expecting you to be a mind reader? Well, today we're getting to the bottom of the conversation. We're talking to men, women, and the experts. Let's talk now. First on our panel tonight, we have the men. Ladies, a good-looking panel of men. Give them a round of applause. And as we introduce our men, first we have Scott Terry Kabler. He's 40, ladies. He's attractive. You can see that. And yes, ladies, he is still single by choice. Should I say too many choices, that is. Let's just call him the ladies' man. Next to Scott Terry Kabler, we have Michael Hamler. In his late 20s, a businessman who has recently settled down and got married. Good for him. Let's just call him the newlywed. Next to him, we have Byron Dowdy. He's in his 30s, married with 2 children, a business owner, and let's just call him the committed family man. Next to him, we have Tony Joyce. He's in his early 30s, attractive, a professional looking to settle down, but says finding that right woman hasn't been easy because he says the choices are slim. Let's just call him the smooth operator. And next we have Marcus Allen, and he is in his mid-30s. Get this, ladies, he has been dating the same woman for 7 years, but he swears they're ready to elope, so don't call him the commitment phobe. He calls himself just taking it slow. So now for the tough questions for tonight. It's the question every woman wants to know. Men, I'm going to start with Scott Terry Kabler. Scott, what are the qualities that a man looks for in a woman?
Personally, I feel that the qualities a man looks for in a woman are first and foremost loyalty. When you're looking to settle down, become committed, you want to know that you're in a relationship with a young lady who will only be in a relationship with you. So that's paramount. Attractive, physically attractive, I think is pretty important. But as you grow older, you sort of find out that's not really what you want to go for. But it doesn't hurt.
Now, we have to ask the same question to Byron. You've been married for quite some time. What was it that your wife had that every other woman didn't have that caught your attention that made you say, I'm ready to put the chains on?
She had a great smile, beautiful face. I mean, I was attracted to her, but more importantly, I mean, we could sit down and have a conversation that lasted for hours. As your relationship moves forward, you realize that that's one of the most important things that you have, is the 20, 30, 45 minutes in between the kids going crazy where you can actually sit down and have a grown-up adult conversation and you gel, you get each other.
Yes, you got all the ladies in the room going, oh, if every man could be that good. So Marcus, I'd like to ask the next question to you. We talked about you've been dating the same woman for 7 years. What was it that caught your eye about her? And women might say, after the first year, if he hasn't proposed, you should move on. What would be your response?
My response to that would be, why would you jump into something so fast that has such a high failure rate? And to answer your first question, what kind of attracted me to my girlfriend was she left her phone number on my motorcycle, which I still have to this day. And it's like, nice bike, call me sometime, and had her name and number. And we've been together ever since.
Can a woman be too aggressive?
Well, for me, I'm more of the shy guy. I've never been the one to say, hey, I want your number, or hey, I like you. So from my standpoint, personally, I don't think it is bad for women to do that because we're in new times now. And everybody knows what I do. I'm a funeral director. So in my line of work, life is short. So I tell everybody, hey, you do what you want to do. live your life to the fullest, because you just never know when your number's going to be called. So.
My thing is, as soon as they get the number, they would call. As soon as we get in the car, I'm like, yo, give it some time. Let it marinate.
Let it seep in.
Let
Okay.
us think about it. So I think it goes both ways, So I don't need her to call me as soon as I give her my number,
Is it a turnoff to you if the girl calls too quickly? Or what are some other big turnoffs that you've seen?
Let me just be real. Men don't like overly aggressive women, okay? We like women who will at some point take it upon themselves to approach a man. But, I've had women that I'd never met before walk up to me and start talking about the size of my feet. You see? So you want to destroy your chances in the future with a man, be a little over aggressive. That to me is a turnoff, personally.
A turnoff. So when you're talking about being over aggressive, Marcus, I know you said that in your case, she did leave the number on there. So that wasn't a turnoff, or was it how she approached the relationship after that?
It was how she approached the relationship after that. Her leaving her number on my bike was not a turn off. Over aggression, or being too forward is a turn off. But being confident enough to say that you're interested in me or whatever, for me it's a turn off.
So it's a fine line that women walk. Not too aggressive.
It's not so much a fine line. It all depends on the person and the situation.
How does a woman know then if you're truly interested? Scott, how does a woman know? How do you let her know that you're definitely interested?
I mean, personally, I will let you know. I will show that interest. I will call you. I will email you. I will text you, whatever the case might be. It's all situational. There's no one way to approach that situation.
If you're not interested, does that mean you're not calling? If you stop calling, or if they haven't heard from you in a week or so, is that a telltale sign?
You'll hear from me in a week, definitely. One day, we can give you 1 day, but a week, you got some issues. You might want to look elsewhere.
Yeah.
So a week, so ladies, you heard it here. If it's a week, move on. He is not interested in you. Just not interested. Sorry, ladies. Well, moving on to our next topic, Scott, what makes one woman a sex partner and another marriage potential?
It's up to a young lady, and I stress young lady, to carry herself in a manner in which a man will want to make her his wife. You see? So all this stuff is sort of intermingled.
So that means a girl who on the first date or even in the first week is willing to be intimate with you, that's probably not someone you're going to settle down with.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Hey, Joy, you can't put a time limit on a connection.
Well, let me clarify this, Byron, and I don't know your whole situation. If your wife, and we don't know, had been intimate with you in the first 24 hours, I don't know if she was or not, well, you don't have to tell us, but would that have been a turnoff to you? Do you think you still would have respected her in the same way?
I enjoyed, let's put this, I enjoyed the chase, okay?
You
I
enjoyed the
enjoyed
chase.
the chase. We went out on dates and did the whole number before we even kissed. I mean, it was something that we took it real slow, but then when things got moving, it was just kind of like an avalanche. Everything just kind of fell into place.
By show of hands here, how many of you guys enjoyed the chase? All the men enjoyed the chase. So what is it, Marcus, about the chase? Why is it that guys like to feel like they have to chase after the woman?
By nature, men are hunters. I mean, it's like
Hunting process.
genetically ingrained in us to want to hunt and chase.
Okay, well, moving on to our next topic. I see we have some married couples. How important, from the married man's perspective, is sex in a marriage?
Well, it's actually very important. You really got to keep the spark alive, and several times a week. I mean, just keep it active. Don't make time for that in your life, in your relationship. Because there's so much other stuff that's going on. I mean, I still want to know that she's attracted to me, and she still wants to know that I'm attracted to her, and that's a good way to do it. So,
Well, that leads me to
I think the more the merrier. Let's put it that way.
Ladies, we all like that answer, and I'm going to put Mike Hamler on the spot again. I know you're a newlywed, so How do you keep that spark going? You know we're going to ask her. She's in the audience.
Yeah, I know. My wife is here, so if I say something wrong, I'm not going home tonight. But to answer the first question, my wife and I, what we do and what we pledged to do before we got married is every Friday night we do date night. Just something where we just get to spend some quality time, you know, together. No family, no friends, no kids, no anything. So I think that would help a lot of people if you just spend at least 20 minutes just talking. Like Byron said earlier, conversation is key. My wife and I, we talk all day long. And her cousins would attest to it. They're like, would you stop texting Mike? And they tell her all the time, like, what do you talk about all day? And we talk about nothing. We really do nothing at all. It's just the fact that we're just communicating and we just like to talk to each other.
And our last question, we have to get to this before we talk to the women. Women want to know, why does it seem these days that so many men are avoiding commitment? Scott, not to put you on the spot, but I know you're 40, you're still single. Why would you say you're still single?
Personally, I'm still single because I just haven't, you know, in previous years met who I thought would be a perfect wife for myself. As far as men avoiding commitment, I think that there are two reasons that probably outweigh the rest of the field. And the first is probably a loss of freedom. If you actually commit yourself, because you can be in a committed relationship and not be committed. The second thing that some people may say would be the first is the fear that this is going to be the last person you're going to ever be with if you do it right. You see? Being 40, I don't date people that I don't think have the potential to be my wife at this point. You see?
Okay, well, the fellas have had some interesting things to say. Up next, we are going to hear from the ladies because, let's keep it real, the women tell the real truth. So we want to hear what they have to say, so keep it right here.